testimony to give. Now, each and every one of us here has a testimony, but certain testimonies are different from others. And this is one where a mother turns grief into a positive. She basically flipped the script. And we all know what flipping the script is. You turn something that really is horrible into something really good and positive. Maureen Wittels lost a son to heroin. And her story is very, very touching because she did turn it around, and now she's helping others who have a similar type of grief. So please put your hands together and say a little prayer for this wonderful lady, Mrs. Maureen Wittels.
I'm short. Okay. When I lost my precious Harris, I crawled into a hole. It was deep and dark. Thank you. I thought there is no way I'm ever going to crawl out of that hole. And then, after a while, I heard Harris's voice in my head going, "Mom, you have got to get out there and scream my story. Because things are horrible out there, and you have got to go out there and help other families not live through this nightmare. You have to." And out of that hole came GRASP, which is an organization I started in Houston. It stands for Grief Recovery After a Substance Passing. And I welcome anyone to come who have lost anyone from substance misuse, alcohol, or drugs. We welcome friends, uncles, sisters, dads, moms. Everyone is welcome. We meet once a month, and you can Google it on the internet. GRASP, Houston chapter. The other thing that came out of that hole was a podcast, which Harris's sister Stephanie started hosting in September. It's called Last Day, and it covers the last day of some young man who died of a fentanyl overdose. And then Stephanie winds the clock back. She talks to politicians, to mayors of big cities, to EMTs, to hospitals, to rehabs. Anyone who is connected to this tragedy is in the podcast. I strongly advise you to listen to it because I learned a whole lot of things that I was just grasping at back then when I was trying to help Harris. So I wanted to recommend that for you. Now I'm going to read you a letter that I wrote to my son. Dear Harris, on the day you were born, you filled my entire heart with love. I made a pledge to you that day that I would protect you forever and always. You were an amazing kid, a perfect, total self-starter. Your dream from just 3 years of age was to make people laugh. And then you grew up and you did some amazing things that I was super proud of. At just 22, you were discovered doing stand-up in a club in LA by Sarah Silverman. She hired you on the spot to write on her TV show. When that ended, you went right on to be a staff writer on Parks and Recreation, where you remained for 7 seasons and became a producer on. When that gig ended, you went on to produce Master of None and were hired for a big part in the show. You coined the word humble brag, which is the art of false modesty, and that word now lives in the Webster's Dictionary. And you even wrote some jokes for President Obama. You accomplished all of this by the age of 30, when you died of a heroin overdose. My heart shattered. How could I bury my baby boy in a box in that cold, hard ground? I had to break my promise that I would always protect you, and I am so sorry for that. You had developed a back ailment and went to a hospital in LA, and they prescribed OxyContin for you. And for you, that was the perfect storm, because you lived life so large and did everything to the extreme. It's what made you who you were. You moved on to heroin and died within a year's time after 3 attempts in rehabs to become sober. You had it all, my love, and you succumbed to this horrible drug. It stole you from us. I want you to know that I feel no guilt. I did all I could with the tools I had 4 years ago. And I know you did all you could. It just got away from all of us. I'm not angry with you. You tried so hard to beat it. I read something shortly after you died that resonated with me. It said, happiness is not what you have, but rather appreciating what you have. My biggest regret is that I did not hug you and tell you I loved you 1,000 times every day when you were growing up. So go out and hug your people. It is inconceivable that I'll never again hear your voice, see your texts, laugh at your silly jokes, or kiss that beautiful face. Just know that I love you with all my being, and I am trying to live each day to the max, with as much laughter as I can possibly muster, knowing that you would expect or even demand that of me. It's not easy, but I promise you, I will try. Morgan Freeman once said, you can get busy living or you can get busy dying. I have chosen to get busy living. Love, Mom. I would like to leave you with some Harris-isms. These are things that he honestly tried to live by, as I now do. Stop future tripping. All we really have is today. Do not humble brag under any circumstance. All people really want to do is laugh. Let's stop burning the witch of the week. We are all horrible and wonderful and trying to figure it out. Harris always gave everyone the benefit of the doubt. And I hear from so many people how he managed to make you feel like you were the only one in the room. A few months before he died, he was on a podcast saying the following. Hey, it's Harris calling from heaven. It's pretty great up here. It's beautiful for starters. Hitler's up here, however, for the vegetarianism thing. So I'm calling BS on that. But other than that, it's pretty cloudy. You sit on them. Oops, gotta go. Ice cream buffet.
First off, thank you for sharing a very personal story so everyone can know what you're doing right now to try and help others who have gone through a similar situation. But I can't let you go. I need to call up Ray Andrews and also Kay Crockett, because you are going to be awarded with something extremely special. And I'm going to give the microphone to Ray right now.
Good evening. Each year with this Candlelight Vigil, we try to improve it and make it worth your while and effort to come out. And I think we've done a pretty good job thus far. Each year we also try to take time out to recognize at least one individual who is doing outstanding work to promote the dangers and the devastation caused by substance use. This year, we're extremely proud to present the 2019 Candlelight Award to Maureen Wittels. Maureen?
Just love your people. Just stay out of trouble and love and hug and kiss your people all the time. Thank you for this. This is so special.
Congratulations, Ms. Wittels. Now, I want